Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and let's talk about WB Montreal, Gotham Knights, WB DC comic books, and let's just call it what it is. They're racist. And the reason why I'm saying that is because of the Batgirl nonsense from Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights, like with almost everything DC that has anything to do with Batgirl, they decided to, instead of doing the common sense thing and as getting Cassandra Cain, who is the second well-known Batgirl, the one that actually had a solo run, the one that actually made Batgirl a soloed character back in the day in the comic books. Let's ignore her and bring the white bitch back. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because Gotham Knights brought Barbara Gordon back, but they also said that Killing Joke happened. And I'm about sick of people who never read the comic book or heard the controversy or whatever. I'm about sick of DC, Alan Moore, whoever. I'm about tired of everybody trying to feel guilty over it. It happened. Get over it. It happened. It was in a story. It was approved. It worked out for the better. Not only is it one of the lasting stories that keeps getting sold, it turned Barbara Gordon into such a better, more interesting character than she ever was as Batgirl. I'm sorry. Y'all can get mad all you want to, but it's the truth. It's the truth. There's nothing iconic about Barbara Gordon as Batgirl besides Yvette Crane being Batgirl in the Batman series, and that's why that character was even brought into the comic books, because of that. And then, even then, it's not like she had solo runs. She was put into team-up books, being supporting character. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that one, but y'all never put her into a moment where it broke her out of being from, a female Batman. You know what I'm saying? So, to sit up here and you had a Batgirl that's more skilled than almost anybody on the team, which I kind of like it funny because one of the article has said that Barbara Gordon is back with her super siblings. No, baby, no. Barbara Gordon isn't even adopted by Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne adopted Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, Tim Drake, Cassandra Cain, which is the second Batgirl. His biological child is Damian Wayne, right? So Barbara Gordon, those are not her siblings. She was dating one of them, which was Dick Grayson. But again, like every other time they do times where they bring Barbara into any kind of entertainment, they always want to put her with either Bruce Wayne or Tim Drake. And recently in Batman 3 Jokers, she was with Jason Todd. So she's been passed around like a pair of drawers all the time, and then you think that that's cute. Then you had the opportunity to bring in Batgirl into Arkham Knight, and what happened? You do a DLC that contradicts some of the setup that was in the Arkhamverse. Then you put in Tim Drake when Tim Drake shouldn't even have been there, because Tim Drake didn't become Robin until after Barbara Gordon had got shot through the spine in Killing Joke. Then, instead of bringing in Cassandra Cain as a playable character that could have been in the Arkhamverse, you completely ignored her altogether. Like you did again when you knew that people wanted to play as this character. There have been people always talking about, where's Cassandra Cain? And you still skipped over her. And then that's my thing. DC Warner Brothers, they keep talking about, oh, we love diversity, blah 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 blah. Okay, so why is your Asian female character keep getting overlooked anytime it's time to do Batgirl? Y'all keep overlooking her for Barbara Gordon lame ass. I'm sorry to say this. I love Barbara Gordon, but not as Batgirl. I didn't fall in love with Barbara Gordon as Batgirl. I fell in love with Barbara Gordon as Oracle. Because even when I was watching Batman the Animated Series, I was hoping that they would actually do the Killing Joke on her, actually, put her into a wheelchair, and then we get Cassandra Cain. Yes, I was hoping for that. I was hoping for that, because not only was I watching the comic, or not only was I watching the books, watching the show, I was reading the books too. And Cassandra Cain, and I remember picking up Cassandra Cain, Robin, Batgirl, which was by Cassandra Cain, the Robin solo run with Tim Drake, the Nightwing run, Detective Comics, Batman, Nightwing. You know what I'm saying? And I was picking up Superman, Superboy, and Supergirl too. So I was picking up these books throughout the time where these characters have already evolved and changed and stuff like that. So that's why it's weird when they even try to go back with Dick Grayson as Robin. No, he's done with being Robin in any sense of capacity. Stop when it's time to do a Batman movie or show or whatever and stuff like that. Stop trying to default Dick Grayson to Robin. He's not Robin anymore. Just like Barbara Gordon's not Batgirl anymore. They're not popular enough. To be honest, the only time Barbara Gordon was great as Batgirl was the New 52 run, and even then, I had my issues with them magically erasing her spine injury and saying, "Oh, she can walk again because reasons." Why? And then on top of that, even then, why would she go through all of that just to go back into the field as Batgirl when you already had a Bat character? We already had a character that was already perfect as Batgirl and who was mute. Again, make it make sense. Make it make sense to me, because I'm confused. Because let's talk about the article right here. So, WB Montreal has altered Batgirl's biography in Gotham Knights following the backlash and about the game's explanation, because they kind of had like a lazy ass explanation on how she became Batgirl again. So Batgirl, aka Barbara Gordon, is one of the Gotham Knights' 4 playable characters alongside Nightwing, Robin, and Red Hood in a story that sees Bat family defending Gotham after Bruce Wayne's death. In the 1988 comic book story, The Killing Joke, Barbara Gordon famously shot through the spine by the Joker and paralyzed, confounding her to a wheelchair for many years, in which it led to her, doing tech and informational broker. Like, people don't understand how important Barbara Gordon was to the DC universe when she became Oracle. Not only was she working with Batman, she had her own team with Birds of Prey, and she was informational broker for Justice Society of America and the Justice League. Like, people would come to her. Even the Suicide Squad came to Barbara Gordon. So it's kind of weird that they keep de-evaluating her emphasis on her being Oracle. And then some people was like, but she doesn't need it. No, yes, she does. Because that shows people who went through a tragedy, who lost the ability to walk, and turned and became something better. Because guess what? Not everybody can do experimental things. And even then, I haven't seen that many stories where somebody got shot in the spine and was able to fully recover and go back to doing something previously of what they've been doing for a long time. And yes, I understand it's comic books, and I understand they could get magic or tech or whatever, but Barbara Gordon is a fighter, and she proved it when she learned how to be something different without being Batgirl. You're regressing her. Anytime you magically put her back in a Batgirl suit and skip over her time as Oracle, or try to say, oh, it happened, or whatever. So you mean tell me it happened, but nobody else took up the mantle of Batgirl? I find that very odd. No, somebody took up the mantle of Batgirl, because if somebody can take up the mantle of Robin, come on now. It just don't make the sense God gave. It really doesn't. Y'all always coming up with excuses. Stop with the fucking excuses. Just admit your bullshit. You're full of bullshit. You're racist. That's what we're going to do, because you can't come in better. And I don't want to hear about nobody talking about, oh, well, she's the most popular one. Boo-hoo, whatever. I'm so sick of everybody always trying to use, well, this character's popular, or blah, 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 or people don't know this character. Well, how the fuck can they not know this character if y'all don't give them a chance? You don't give them a chance when you have an opportunity. You had Gotham Knights, you had Arkham, you had the Arkhamverse. 2 chances to bring in Cassandra Cain. And you didn't. And you didn't. But then you want to say, oh, well, we didn't bring him in because she's not well known. Okay, sure. But yet, she gets requested a lot. Some people wonder where she at. Why is she not there instead of Barbara Gordon? Anytime Barbara Gordon's in the wheelchair and people talk about Batgirl, they were like, now where's Cassandra? Because everybody knows that when Barbara got shot, Cassandra showed up. And yet you don't even do anything with her. You know how interesting it is to have a mute Asian girl who can kick anybody's ass? That's interesting. That's way more interesting than, oh, I got shot in the spine. Then I went and got experimental surgeries multiple times in order to walk so I can become Batgirl again, because, you know, it sucks being the informational broker. Like, okay, way to slap pelagic people in the face. I just don't get it. So basically, Barbara is famously shot through the spine by the Joker, paralyzing her, confining her by a wheelchair for many years, which she is lent to tech and informational support to Batman as Oracle in the DC 2011 New 52 comic book reboot. Barbara regains her mobility due to experimental surgery following physical therapy and training. And here's the bio that they did. After a face-off that put Barbara in a wheelchair, she became Oracle, a powerful informational communicator expert, but her father's death has spurred her to train and recover from her wounds so that she could return to active duty as Batgirl. Why? Like, oh, okay, so your dad dying is the reason why you get back into being Batgirl, not for yourself? I'm just saying, a lot of feminist people be like, oh, of course, because once something happens to a man, then of course that's when the women want to take action. I just kind of find it weird. Like, really, now is the time to do that kind of stuff? No. You should, instead of putting Barbara Gordon there, you should have put Cassandra. Y'all knew that was the stupidest choice to put Barbara Gordon. You knew it. And you did it because, oh, well, you know, Barbara Gordon's popular. Okay, well, she could have been popular her ass over as Oracle. And then now you want to come up with excuses and try to change everything because you got caught. Because people were questioning you, like, what do you mean? How could she have went through Killing Joke and still just all of a sudden just go back as Batgirl? And here we go. So some fans criticize Warner Brothers Montreal for misusing this kind of heroic training trope, feeling it's undermined her disability. The studio addressed the complaints during a recent Discord Q&A, where it elaborated on Barbara's recording by saying, as with many of our characters and plot elements, the circumstances around Barbara's injury differ in some important ways from how it's been portrayed in the comics. Barbara has been through multiple surgeries followed by a lot of physical therapy and pain management in Gotham Knights. So here is the new bio. With intensive training and rehabilitation, she recovered from her wounds and returned to active duty as Batgirl. Yeah, that's still not good enough for me. Now you mad because you made a choice that you thought that fans wasn't going to call you out for. That wasn't going to call you out because, again, it is a stupid choice. She got shot in the spine. Then all of a sudden Bruce Wayne dies, and all of a sudden she and her dad dies, and all of a sudden she decided, let me get my ass back in training shape. She is not going to be there. She's not going to be on the same level with the boys. Actually, she should probably be the weakest character in the roster then, to be honest. Which means that she can't take that many hits. Because that's a lot of stress and that's a lot of stress on her spine. Like, people don't understand that. Yeah, she can do a little bit of stuff, but she can't do that stuff for long term. And that's the problem with DC when they gave her back her legs. She was back in fighting shape like as if nothing happened. No, there is stress on your body because your body lost something a long time ago. Yeah, you can recover from it, but you can never push yourself like that. And yet, they still have Barbara just putting more stress and pain on her spine. Hell, I seen some people kick her in her back before, and nothing. It's only recently that they even tried to even be like, oh well, I don't want to put stress on my spine anymore and stuff like that. That should have been something that should have been happening from the issue number one of the New 52 Barbara Batgirl run. And that should be the same thing with Gotham Knights. But what you could have did is you could have put Cassandra Cain in there. That solves your problem. It really does. Like, it's just crazy. I'm sorry. I don't had to pause it and stuff. I don't pause my thought or whatever. But is it's just not, it's not even funny anymore. Just let's stop trying to make Barbara Gordon Batgirl a thing again. You know, it's the same thing when y'all trying to make Tim Drake Robin again, and it's just like either you keep him as Robin, or you make him Red Robin, or you make Damian something else. But you can't do the same thing, and you can't do that at the same time of trying to make adaptations and then have Dick Grayson as Robin. It makes the sense God gave. It don't. They have their own identities. They don't already moved on. So you either keep them in their original things and never let them grow up, or let them move on to better identities and be the characters that they're supposed to be. Barbara Gordon should stay as Oracle. Nothing else. No, I don't want to see her walk again. No, I don't want to see her on the field. I really don't. I don't care what nobody say. I don't want to see that no more, because that undermines all the growth character that she went through when she did get paralyzed, and then when she went into the depression, and then she overcame all of that, and she grew and learned and was able to mentor other people and create a lot of things for herself. She doesn't need to be back as Batgirl. She doesn't. She's she's grown past Batgirl, and she needs to stay as Oracle, just like Dick Grayson needs to stay as Nightwing. Tim Drake, to be honest, I would have never got rid of him being Robin, but if we have to do that, make him Red Robin and keep it there. Don't change anything else. Damian, make him Robin. That's it. There's no more other Robins, Batgirls, or anything else. Stephanie Brown, no, she always should stay a spoiler. She should never have been Batgirl at all. I don't know what they was thinking. She shouldn't have been Robin. She shouldn't have been Batgirl. I'm sorry, even though I did like the Stephanie Brown Batgirl run when she was Batgirl, Stephanie Brown should just stay a spoiler. Period. Cassandra Cain, Batgirl now and forever. Barbara Gordon, Oracle. Nightwing is Dick Grayson is Nightwing. Jason Todd is Red Hood. Tim Drake, at this point, it seems like y'all want to force Robin back onto him. So okay, Tim Drake, Robin forever. And Damian, call him something else. Call him something else if that's the case. If that's the case, it's the same thing with John Kent. If they ever DH him, call him something else. Call Damian and John Kent something else at this point, because Tim Drake is Robin, just like Connor Kent is Superboy, just like Cassie Sandsmark is Wonder Girl, just like Cassandra Cain is Batgirl. We need to stop trying to ignore these characters that was created later on in the 90s that actually populated a lot of things that y'all like to try to adapt to other characters. Like the bow staff. None of the Robins use bow staffs until Tim Drake. Now all of a sudden Dick Grayson using one, Jason Todd using one, when they're Robin. And it's just weird. It is weird. Or now they want to try to put pants on them, and it's just like, no, Jason Todd and Dick Grayson never wore pants. That was a Tim Drake thing. Like, stop trying to give Tim and Cassandra's character development and growth to the other characters that never had that growth. I'm sorry, but let's just call it what it is. WB Montreal, DC Comic Books, Warner Brothers, you're racist. That's just plain and simple. Because if you weren't, you would have chose Cassie Cain, Cassandra Cain. This would have been a perfect opportunity to introduce her to the mainstream and have a good playable female character, and have Barbara Gordon running everything from the Belfry, being the team lead on on everything. That would have been more empowering. But no, you couldn't do that. You have to bring back the stupid. Oh, we need to bring Barbara Gordon back in, even though there's other Batgirls, and one of them is the greatest Batgirl of all time. But okay, sure, because if that's like I said, if you weren't, you would have chose Cassandra. I don't really care what the excuse is. That's always what's going to be. You're racist. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.